happened here in New York, because I have been panicking over all this insanity with these planes.
Yeah.
You know, and there's all kinds of stuff going on. Like, so let's start with the string of mass firings by Elon Musk's Doge, has sparked a lot of chaos, confusion, and fear, because Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is defending the firing of 400 FAA workers. But former Secretary Pete Buttigieg slammed the firings of employees who control communications, radio, computer systems, all given all the confusion. So is this really the time to be laying off folks? And who is exactly getting laid off?
Well, they're seeming to be laying off probation.
Guys, what's up, y'all? This your boy Mazlo Capone with the Do the Better You channel. Now, here they're trying to allude that it's Trump's fault that these planes are crashing. Now, throughout this video, you're going to be shocked at the ridiculous shit that these women are saying. All of them. So let's get into it.
Probationary workers, when you work for the Department of Justice or work for the government, sometimes you have a 2-year probationary period. Sometimes you have a 1-year or 3-year. So these are people that are in their probationary periods and they're not protected yet. And so they're just kind of getting rid of them willy-nilly. The other thing that they're doing is the union spokesperson said that the people that have been affected are maintenance mechanics, aeronautical information specialists, environmental protection specialists, aviation safety assistants, and management and program assistants. And I just want to call back to what Pete Buttigieg tweeted. He said, "We put safety first, drove down close calls, grew traffic control, and had 0 commercial airline crash fatalities out of millions of flights on our watch." President Trump now oversees the military and the FAA. One of his first acts was to fire and suspend some of the key personnel who helped keep our skies safe.
What she's saying is totally false, but let's get into it.
So I do think it's a valid point, but I want to be very clear. There is no evidence that the D.C. tragic plane crash had anything to do with these firings. And then this most recent one in Toronto, it was because of landing on a Canadian airway, and it was related to the landing. It was not, there is yet at this time no evidence it's related to the layoffs. That said, it's a perfectly valid point to say that you need to know who you're getting rid of in government.
See, guys, Sunny Hostin just got fact-checked again. And she looked like a fool, because what she just said that was a lie. She's trying to allude to Donald Trump firing all these FAA workers. That's why the plane crashed. But the plane crashed in Canada, in Toronto, because it was operating in 75 mile per hour winds, and the landing strip had ice, was covered in ice. So pretty much it was weather conditions and that's why the plane crashed. Just like Alyssa Griffin just said. So Sunny Hostin, she's clearly mischaracterizing and misleading her own audience. I mean, she's blatantly lying.
Hopefully there'll be an investigation.
I strongly, and there is by the NTSB right now, I strongly believe in streamlining government. I think most people think it doesn't necessarily work, it isn't as responsive to people as it should be. But my criticism remains, tell us why you're cutting it. Tell us. And Sarah's highlighted this.
Isn't it money?
She does this all the time, guys. She'll fact check Sunny Hostin, but then she'll switch it around and criticize the Republicans just to satisfy the other women, just to keep them happy, because she has to stand the echo chamber. I mean, in most cases, she's the youngest one on the show, and she makes the most sense. She has the most common sense on the show. But the thing of it is, she always reverts back to criticizing her own party, which is the Republicans, just to satisfy these old women that don't know anything.
Finally, the Doge website does have some information about what they have cut. They've said they've saved $50 billion. But tell us why we don't need that program, how it's not going to impact our goods and services, and we don't have that
Sean
yet.
Duffy quoted numbers. He said there were 45,000 employees at the FAA. Okay, sounds like a big number. With no context, who are these people? And how, what are their jobs?
Some of them are
400 people.
Aviation safety
Wait one
people.
second. 400 people were...
Shut up, Sonny. Gosh, I'm sick of you. Guys, Sunny Hostin, she thinks she's the smartest person in the room. But see, the thing of it is, she's just well spoken. She's not that smart. Guys, a lot of people out there, they're not really that smart. They're just well spoken. And Sunny's one of them. I mean, seriously, she's in most cases she doesn't know anything what she's talking about. Hardly anything she says is facts or factual. And she's always getting fact checked by Alyssa Griffin and made it look like a fool. And the thing of it is, they've turned ABC into a goddamn lawsuit warehouse or a lawsuit farm because all the defamation claims that's been put against them.
Are laid off, and you're like, okay, 400. But what were their jobs? They're saying they're in these temporary status jobs, but it doesn't say whether who they were replacing or why they started wasn't critical. Yeah. My biggest problem is the transportation and the method. Not transportation, the transparency and the methodology in this, because right now we all wanted the fat cut. Great, everyone's on board with that. Not in 2 weeks, because when you're going to cut the fat in an organization, you go in, you learn everything, and then you see where the inadequacies are. And that's the issue.
Sometimes she made sense too, but then again, she does exactly what Alyssa Griffin does. She'll revert back to criticizing the right or the Republicans just to stay cool with these other women, just to stay in the echo chamber. That's just not good enough. Either you're straight down the middle or you're not.
Probationary status.
I feel like we're living in some kind of chaos right now. I mean, they also fired, how many of them? 300 employees who are guarding the nuclear arsenal. That was a mistake. And then they tried to hire them back, and they still haven't gotten 25 people back.
Guys, this is Joy Behar talking. Now, you always have to fact check her. You have to take what she says with a grain of salt, because hardly anything she says is ever true. I mean, she's always saying something ridiculous. And I say this all the time, and I know I'm supposed to respect my elders and everything, but Joy Behar is the most silliest, stupidest woman on daytime TV. Seriously. Hands down. She wins that award.
Yet.
Because they can't find them because they don't have their emails
because
anymore.
There's incompetence and chaos going on, and we should not put up with it.
Well,
and by the way, egg prices are supposed to come down, not airplanes.
Well, let me say.
Told you. I mean, it never fails for her to say something stupid. And guys, they're talking about the price of eggs. God, this is how silly the Democrats are, because they take everything that Trump says so little. I knew he wasn't going to get the prices down on the first day. I mean, it's impossible. It's not going to happen. Now, I believe at some point they're going to come down. Just give it some time. And no matter how much these women are bitching and screaming and kicking and screaming, the numbers are out. Most of America, the majority of the people in America, they approve what Trump is doing. So you can say what you want. You can kick and scream, howl at the moon, all you want. But the people have spoken. They approve of what Trump is doing. The majority, overwhelmingly.
Someplace that could really use a lot of cutting. Elon has very many, what do you call it?
Government contracts?
Yeah. I think, because I don't remember, maybe y'all heard it, but I don't remember looking for an armored car.
And
I don't remember, I don't care what it looks like. I don't remember asking for it.
And guess what? We don't remember asking for DEI programs to be funded in Guatemala either. But see, they're not holding Joe Biden accountable for that shit. See, all these expenses that the Doge is finding, you don't hear them talking about that, and they got receipts. But are these women talking about that? Nope, because they don't want to hold Joe Biden accountable. They don't want to hold Kamala Harris accountable. They still bitching about the migrant crisis and how Trump is deporting all these migrants. But guess what? If Kamala Harris did a damn job, Trump wouldn't have to do it.
I don't know why I'm paying for it.
Yeah.
I want to know, when did I say, hey, we need another agency next to NASA?
Yeah.
So when did we start paying for his stuff?
You're talking about SpaceX overseeing FAA?
No. You know that he's going to be cutting
Yeah.
NASA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the competition. So what is the real deal here? If
Money.
we want to cut some money,
Shut up, Whoopi. I mean, Whoopi's takes get worse and worse every time. I mean, a lot of times what Whoopi says makes no sense at all. But guys, that's into that. You know, these women are just wildly out of touch, and they are so far removed from reality and what the American people want. I mean, it's insane. I mean, these women will just remain Trump deranged, and they're on the left. And see, they're part of the reason why the Democrats keep losing, because there's so many people over there that's just like this. But anyway, y'all, this your boy Magic Capone. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm out.